Hello folks, I'm going to talk to you today about what good scientists do. There are several different things that every excellent experiment has in it. So one of the ways I like to try and remember it is mad, there's the M, scientist, there's the S, very, V, creative, C, robots. So mad scientist, very creative robots. So let's talk about this first one, multiple trials. Scientists need to do an experiment more than once to be sure about the results. So whenever a scientist does an experiment, they don't just do the experiment once. They have to do the experiment several times in order to make sure their results are correct. Because what if something went kind of funky one of the times? So they do it over and over and over again in order to make sure that they have the exact results that were supposed to happen in the experiment. Sample size. Scientists need to try things in each experiment many times to get the largest sample. So with sample size, think about like if you went to Hy-Vee, okay, on sample day. Oh, best day, right? Whenever you go looking for the samples, you always look, if you're like me, you look for the biggest one. So you pick out the biggest one so that you can have as much of it as possible to get an idea if it's something you're going to like or not like. So sample size, you want to try as much of the experiment as possible. So this might mean like repeating the experiment, like repeating the part of the experiment many times within the whole experiment. Controlled variables. Okay, we talked about this a little bit on Thursday whenever you guys were taking notes. We talked about the fact that you can only change one thing in an experiment. And if you change more, it's going to totally throw it off. So you have to have your independent variable. Then you also have your constant variables. And the constant variables are the ones that absolutely stay the same. And then your dependent variables are the outcome. You also need to have a control so that they can see what their change does. So you might remember on Friday I showed you the picture in the warm-up with the plant, and there was a healthy plant that was in the center and the two that something had happened to. So that was about you need something to know that the plant wasn't normally supposed to just die like that. So you have one that you grow all healthy like. Then you might feed one plant vinegar and another plant orange juice. And then you compare them to that normal plant that just got water like normal, and you know if there was a change that happened. Scientists always need to have similar results if the experiment is tried again. Now, we've done this in class a few times where we've checked our answers by peer review, where we as a class look at the results from other people and decide, is our experiment accurate? We did this with the Tootsie Pops, where you guys were looking at the other classes and trying to figure out if your experiment went the way it was supposed to. So hopefully this tells you what good scientists do. Thanks.